Alan Zweibel, original Saturday Night Live writer and Thurber Prize-winning author of The Other Showman, says, "The Adventures of Spike the Wonder Dog is so smart, witty, and inventive that I had to keep reminding myself that I didn't write it."
That's got his own. Yes, the strong gets more, while the weak ones fade. Empty pockets, they don't ever make the grade Mama may have. Papa may have. But God bless the child, it's got his own. It's got his own. Money you got, lots of friends crowding around your door. But when you're gone and the spending ends, they don't come around. God bless the child that's got his own. That's got his own. The more I see you, the more I want you. Somehow this feeling just grows and grows. With every sigh, I become more mad about you. More lost without you. And so it goes. Can you imagine how much I'll love you? The more I see you, as the years go by, I know the only one for me can only be you. My arms won't free you. My heart won't try.
Well, I'm afraid we're all out of time. Remember, however, we're going to be right here, same time next week. If you can, I hope you'll join us. Till then, good night.
TWA will now fly around the world via the Atlantic or Pacific from 40 U.S. cities. Take your choice, the USA, Europe, Africa, or Asia. TWA serves them all.
My, what a cocktail.
Oh, yada, yada, yada.
It is now post time. I always said one thing about a man who drinks. You are never drunk as long as you can lie on the floor without holding on. See?
Hello? Check this carefully, will you? West Coast, Zone 36. 1 dozen jazz bands. 1 gross chorus girls. 1/6 of a dozen masters of ceremony. Zone 18, girl singers. Blue singers, 2 dozen. Torch singers, 1/4 of a dozen. Boo-boo-boo-doop singers, none.
You haven't got the ethics of the owner of a clip joint.
Come on, Chris, let's go back to the hotel and tie on the feed bag. They'll poison you in this clip joint.
Clip joint? The most beautiful room in the world, and you call it a clip joint?
All this entertainment and a story, too.
What? Sewage. Sewage.
I'll bet you look 100% better when you're all spruced up.
I look just the same, wet or dry. Heavens, what a mob.
Well, you would come, and these tickets cost me $20.
Don't tell me our looks are making them stare up here. It sure ain't pigeons.
We really mean it. What?
Zoom, zoom.
Up.
You lie down with pigs, you come up smelling like garbage.
Okay, is my mic working? Can you guys hear me? Oh, let me unmute Bill. Where's Bill? You can't, okay. Bill Boggs. Oh, the depressing thing is I hear myself. And
I hear
echo.
you.
Why do I hear myself multiple times?
Myself. Can you hear me now, Will?
Yeah, I got you. I unmuted you.
Amy.
Or you unmuted you.
I thank you for that power. You have the power to turn me on and unfortunately turn me off.
So I thought in honor of Bill, Jack isn't here yet, right? I thought, oh, there he is. Jack is here. Should we start? What should we start with?
I think saying hello to Jack.
Oh, good. Why don't we start? Do we want to put Jack on? I mean, why? By all means.
I think we should say hello and tell him.
Of course. Jack. Oh, his mic isn't on yet.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, I hope he has a mic. I hope he has a mic. It won't be fun if he can't talk. All right. Here's what I was planning to show in honor of Bill. Bill once told me that his favorite Jack Jones. I have to take off the headphones or else I hear myself too many times. And once is enough for me. Bill once told me that his favorite number by Jack is Gypsies, Jugglers, and Clowns, which he sang on the Hollywood Palace, 1968. So let's play that. Phil Silvers was the host. So this is the segment from the 1968 show. Hopefully, Jack will find a microphone because it'd be nice to have him talk. Oh boy, he doesn't have a mic or a camera according to my inflammation here. But happy birthday, Jack. Hooray. So this is our, he does have a mic. Okay, I'll let Beth, we will start with the Hollywood Palace, 1968, Gypsies, Jugglers, and Clowns, going into getting sentimental over you, not sentiment all over you.
And here he is, that talented Jones boy, Jack Jones.
Some men work plowing the fields. Some men build cities and towns. But who makes life really worth living? The gypsies, the jugglers, and the clowns. If you paint a picture of life, it's all in the grays and the browns. But who lights up that canvas with color? The gypsies, the jugglers, and the clowns. Their cuffs may be frayed, 'cause they're willing to trade their comfort and peace of mind for a moment or two of someone's laughter they're not even sure they'll find. As I look back over my life, it's either the ups or the downs. But the times that meant the most were spent with the gypsies, the jugglers, and the clowns. The dreamers, the strugglers, the gypsies, the jugglers, and the Never thought I'd fall, but now I hear love call. I'm getting sentimental over you. Things you say and do just thrill me through and through. I'm getting sentimental over you. I thought I was happy, I could live without love. Now I must admit, love is all I am thinking of. Won't you please be kind and just make up your mind that you'll be sweet and gentle. Be gentle with me, because I'm sentimental over you.
Just marvelous, Jack.
Thank you, Phil.
Look, I'm not trying to embarrass you or anything, because you are unusually handsome, and I know you don't like to hear these things, but that's the way it is. It's a gift from heaven. And you're the perfect height. You wear clothes so beautifully. You have style, and the way you work with people is simply wonderful. There's just one suggestion I have.
What's that?
Don't sing. I mean, you don't need it. You have too many other things to offer. And another thing that annoys me, get rid of that hair. It's so unsanitary, you know? You can tell a jealous man talking, can't you? I'm only kidding, Jack Jones, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank
Wasn't
you,
he
Phil,
just
brother.
great?
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll be right back with beautiful Polly Bergen, the mad jumping James Brown Review, and Connie Stevens. And lots more on the Hollywood Palace.
Hey, oh, I have to take off the headphones when I talk. So anyhow, Jack is here. We're going to try to unmute him and put him on camera. And before we do, just a reminder that the Clip Joint virtual tip jar is open for your custom. As usual, we take everything: PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, a check in the mail, or cash on the dresser. So, but here we go. We're having slight tech problems, but so far they only seem to affect me, which I guess is poetic justice. But we're going to try to unmute Jack. I'm going to stop the share, and we're going to unmute our two guests of the guests of honor, Bill Boggs and Jack Jones. And there's the lovely Lady Jane. Now, where she is so lovely. My goodness, what a stunning lavender creation. Okay, Bill, you should be unmuted.
I'm all right. I'm here. I've been looking forward to this as soon as we set it up, Will.
Yay.
The Gypsies, the Jugglers, and the Clowns was Jack's opening number when we saw him just about a year ago, just literally a year ago.
Palm Springs?
Days.
Yeah,
Out,
Palm Springs.
Oh, good for you.
Island Center in the desert.
Oh.
I can't believe that.
Hey, big hand.
Yes.
Can't believe it. A young kid said as I look back over my life.
Happy
12 years
birthday,
old.
Jack.
Thank you very much.
Are you
And
doing anything special for your birthday? Or?
yeah, I'm talking to you guys, which is great.
Well, that's special for us.
You can't go too many places, so we're here.
Yeah, right. Well, we're lucky to have you. Really, we do this clip joint thing 3 times a week, and I'm pretty certain we show you every night. You know, we always show some sort of footage of you. You have so much, your legacy. Obviously, you made a ton of records in the '60s, more than anybody, and they're all great. They're all worth reissuing, and your legacy is also on this vintage video, because you did such great work on the vintage variety shows, and it all adds up to a rather amazing legacy. And I'm glad, more than anybody, I'm glad that it's going forward with the Blues album, which is one of your best albums ever. And I don't know if I should talk about it so much because I'm the only one who's heard it so far. Lucky me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're the only one
it's a
who's heard it, yeah.
sensational album, and you've been making great albums steadily since what, 1958, the Capitol album, This Love of Mine?
No,
Was that the first?
you want to go back that far? But I don't. Yeah, 61 was my first. My first record with Capp Records, and how many young singers are that lucky? We just got lucky and had a hit with Lollipops and Roses, and then won a Grammy. Who gets to do that?
Well, it's a reflection of talent.
I have a question. What are some of the songs on the new album, Jack?
And I was afraid you'd ask me that. I haven't got the list in front of me.
Well, the title song is Every Other Day I Have the Blues.
Yeah. Oh, everything. Good.
And
how about
Tom Scott did the arranging, and we got a lot of great people. I haven't got a list in front of me. I can come back.
Wait a minute, I got it.
Okay.
Hold on, you guys talk. I'll get it.
Well, Jack, first off, it's good to see you. Like I said, a year ago, we were out there with you in the desert, and you opened with Gypsies and Jugglers and Clowns. We also, I think before you came on, Will showed about a 15-minute segment with you with Hugh Hefner, Playboy After Dark. And it reminded me, you were so close to the audience, Jack, reminded me of seeing you at the living room, that kind of intimacy that you were projecting there. One of the songs you did was God Bless a Child. We just heard
Did I
that.
do that on that show?
Yeah.
You mean the Hugh Hefner thing?
Right,
yeah,
1970.
I sang that song in front of James Brown.
Yes, and very well, very well.
Oh my God.
But then he came on and sang Lollipops and Roses. So
yeah.
Just to even out the score.
And he did that better.
Oh, he's sensational.
Every time I see myself on the Hollywood Palace or one of those shows, I see how short my pants were. Nobody told me.
Well, I'll just say the reason this album is so great, I had the honor to write the notes, which I've already finished them. I haven't sent them to Jack and to the Loudons, who are the producers, but basically you show what a classy music the blues is. Most people have this mistaken idea that the blues is the product of, downtrodden people in the middle of a barnyard somewhere. And you show us that the blues belongs in a penthouse, not a pigsty. And you show, you tap into the sophisticated side of the blues, which is the same thing, that Count Basie was trying to show us, that Joe Williams showed us. And you show us that the blues is really an upscale music. As Albert Murray put it, and I quote this, the blues is the music of a forward-striving, uplifting people. And, you show that the blues is not tragic, it's comic. You show that the blues, is nothing to be ashamed of. It's something to celebrate. And it's a fun record full of humor. You do some great songs by Keb Mo, and some that I didn't know, including The Itch. And you do, we had Alan Bergman as a guest the other night, and you do his great blues song with Michel Legrand, Love Makes the Changes, which is a wonderful, wonderful song. I had no idea Michel Legrand could write a blues, but there he did.
I found that song because I was doing the album, and I called the Bergmans and I said, what can you send me? What do you got? And they sent me a whole list of stuff. And I said, where was this song? And they said, well, Michel was on his way to the airport, and they stopped and they recorded it, and then we forgot about it. And it's a great song. It's a great song.
It's terrific.
But you know, there's a different kind of blues, and you know, I can't obviously can't sing about being in the ghetto and having no home and all this stuff. Which if I keep singing the blues, I'm liable to be really singing the blues. But I really because it's hard to pull off because I'm and you know why. So it was a great experience. But Tom Scott did such a great job with the arrangements. And we got some great players on there too.
It's a terrific album, and I'm sure everybody's going to, when it comes out, I'll remind all the Clip Joint regulars to go out and purchase 6 or 7 copies. But really, Jack, like I say, does great work. When I was first discovering him, I was much more of a purist. I was an accidental purist. And I used to say, well, Jack's a great singer, but he does too many of those contemporary songs. This is like on your albums from the mid to late 60s. And now I have so turned around. I'm like, Jack is a great singer and he does such great contemporary songs. And I noticed that on almost every one of these variety shows, you do something contemporary and something classic, like a Harry Warren song alongside a bossa nova, or some new song from France, or, you know, Get Together by the Youngbloods, but you do it in a swinging original way. And it never could be called a cover. I hate that term, cover, but you mix it up so wonderfully on, in your live appearances and on the variety shows and on your recordings. And I mean, that's one reason why, you survive so long. Even when you do something like a tribute to Sinatra, you do it in a completely original way.
Right. My original mentor, Dave Capp on Capp Records, he brought me a lot of great stuff. He brought me the Impossible Dream. And they, the Capp Records had the cast album. And so he said, would you do this song? And I said, I'm embarrassed to say, I said, I don't feel like I should sing a march. The way it was presented to me was not the way we did it, and not the way it was supposed to be done. And that was a very big record for me. But Dave would bring me these things that were just off the beaten path.
Well, you eventually played Don Quixote, right, in a touring production.
I did it on the road. I did it in a couple of times.
I got it on sound.
You what?
What? I don't know who that was.
Hey, I have a question.
Oh, okay. But before we do, what do you say we listen to Jack on the Andy Williams show doing The Impossible Dream? Would you like to see that?
Yep.
Is he agreeing? I have to keep taking my thing off and on.
Then I said Andy and I did some great stuff together on that show.
Okay. All right, let's watch. This is I Will Wait for You and The Impossible Dream. So I will restart the share.
Some time ago, the whole town was singing about the Jones boy, but things have changed. Now the Jones boy is doing the singing, and the whole town is talking about him. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jack Jones.
If it takes forever, I will wait for you. For 1,000 summers, I will wait for you.
That's
till you're
here
from, beside me, till I'm touching you, till I hear you sigh here in my arms. Anywhere you wander, anywhere you go, every day remember how I love you so. In your heart, believe what in my heart I know, that forevermore I'll wait for you. The clock will tick away the hours one by one, and then the time will come when all the waiting's done. The time when you return and find me here and run straight to my waiting arms. If it takes forever, I will wait for you. For 1,000 summers, I will wait for you till you're here beside me, till I'm touching you, till I hear you sigh, sharing your to dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to be better far than you are, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to be willing to give when there's no more to give, to be willing to die so that honor and justice may live. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest, and the world will be better for this, that one man, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable star.
Thank you, Andy. Really good. Just
Thank
wonderful.
you.
Sounds like you've got a lot of fans out there.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe they're still hollering for Peggy.
No, I don't think so. They're yours. I'll prove it to you. Would all the Jack Jones fans in the audience hold up your hands, please? There's 1, 2, 3. Gee, I'm sorry about that, Jack.
Well, maybe there weren't many, but at least their hands were clean.
No, I'm only kidding. Every hand in the audience was up when I asked about Jack Jones.
Except for that one lady in the front row.
Oh. Come on, Mom, be a sport. Jack, how about singing a couple choruses of Show Me the Way to Go Home?
I'd love to.
Good.
Are we going to sing it or are you going to take a cab?
We're going to sing it, Jack. Maybe you better take a cab. Here we go.
Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. You sure you want to go through with this, right?
I could do my Cary Grant impersonation.
Sing. I had a little drink about an hour ago, and it went right through my head.
Hey, that's not half bad. It's not half good either. Let's go.
Wherever I may roam, on land or sea or foam, you can always hear me singing this song.
Isn't it pleasant without the band?
Wonderful. Show me the way to go home. Oh, yeah. Show me, oh, won't you show me now? Show me the way to go home. I'm tired, I want to go to bed. I never more to roam. Wherever you may be, on land or sea or foam. Oh, won't you show me the way to go home? Oh, won't you show me now? Oh, won't you show me now? I want to go to bed. I rest my weary head. I never go back home. I want to go back home. Oh, won't you show me the way to go home? Oh, won't you show me now? Show me the way to go home. I just want to hit the sack. Oh, won't you show me now? So tired I can hardly wait till I'm on the journey back. Oh, won't you show me now? Wherever I may be, on the desert or a tropic sky. Oh, won't you show me the way to my domicile? Show me now. I want to make it plain. Show me now. I'll never leave again. Show me now. Keep your sunny Spain. Show me now. Keep your river safe. Show me now. Put me on a plane or on a choo-choo train. I'll never leave again. Show me, show me, show me now. Hear me when I say, show me now. I'll never go away. Show me now. I'm never gonna stray. Show me now. Gonna home to stay. Show me now. Keep your Santa Fe, keep your Monterey for another day. Show me, oh, won't you show me now? Show me the way to go home. I'm tired, I want to go to bed. I never want to roam. Wherever you may be, on land or sea or foam. Oh, won't you show me the way to go home? Come on and show me, show me, show me the way, show me the way, show me the way to go, show me the way to go, show me the way to go.
We'll be back in just a minute after we introduce you to the beautiful new 1967 Buick.
67.
Well, you and Andy Williams did a lot of those jazz waltzes. That was like a signature thing of the 1960s.
Yeah, well, he'd love to do that stuff too, and he was a wonderful, wonderful singer. We had more fun singing together. It probably showed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you know, there's a quiet competition going on, but the joy of singing. You know, it's funny. It's my 83rd birthday, and I'm reminded of a joke I used to do in my act in Vegas. And it goes like this: a guy walks into. Anyway, that's not the joke. No, the guy rings the bell down in the House of Ill Repute, and she said, "What can I do for you?" She said, "Madam, I want a girl." She said, "Pop, how old are you?" "I'm 80 years old today." He said, "Pop, you've had it." He said, "I have? How much do I owe you?" Old joke.
I like that.
Jack, what I was going to ask before was this. It's Bill here. I've been with you as somebody who's been a fan for a long time, since the early 60s, because when you emerged on the scene, you're just a couple years older than I am. It's like all of a sudden this handsome young guy is singing what we, now consider the Great American Songbook, as well as pop hits. And I identify with you, as well as my parents were big fans of your father, Alan Jones. But I'm curious, what path were you interested in pursuing in music? It was, at that time, there was great Broadway music. There was rock and roll was on the charts. Novelty tunes, like if you look at, the Lazy Hazy, Crazy Days of Summer. There's a lot of different ways you could have gone. What were you thinking about the path you wanted to choose all those years ago?
I first signed with Capitol Records, and with a wonderful producer named Boyle Gilmore, and they wanted to make me into a relevant singer, and we were doing a rockabilly thing. It was supposedly relevant, and it wasn't very good, and they got rid of me real fast. And then
well, you did that One Standards album, This Love of Mine, where they had the great idea to make you dress up like a caveman.
Oh, that's the worst. And I was so stupid, I let it happen.
Yeah, but at that stage of your career, you're really looking at these people as authority figures. I mean, we've all.
Oh yeah, I did what I was told.
When we're young, people think this is what you're supposed to do. I've had that myself. It's not being stupid as much as it is just you're a young guy and these are the authority figures. Anyway, go ahead.
But we were not as conscious of male chauvinism as we are now. So, but we just did it. But when I signed with Capp, the first thing Pete King, who was my producer, he said, "And one thing I want you to know, we're not doing any gimmick covers." I said, "Don't worry, don't want to do that again."
How did you get those? I mean, those first hits, Lollipops and Roses and Wives and Lovers. I'm not really put you on the map.
There's no reason that I should have had a hit with Lollipops and Roses in that day and age, but it struck a chord in the people in Boston, and WZBZ started playing it, and they called us and said, if you shorten this record, you'll have a hit. So we went in the studio and we turned the tape upside down and played it backwards. And when we got to the end, which is really the beginning, we faded it out because it didn't have a beginning. It had we want to get rid of a long intro. So we faded it out, and then we turned it back right side up, and it ended it began with a fade in. Very complicated, but and then we had a hit, and Boston was where it started.
How about the "Call Me Irresponsible"? You're recording. If Sinatra had recorded it first, and it was actually in a movie, I think My Papa's Delicate Condition. What's the story about how they came to you to record "Call Me Irresponsible" after Sinatra did it?
Well, I got a call from Sammy and Jimmy, and which is funny. I'd never gotten a call from them before, and so can you come over? Yeah, okay. And they said, look, we got the singer recorded this song, and we'd like to do it differently. I don't know what, there was nothing wrong with the way he did it. And so I did it, and it was Call Me Responsible. And I listened to Frank's record to learn it. But they wanted, Frank was too good at it, because it's about a bum, a drunken bum, and Call Me Irresponsible. Well, they wanted something a little bit more innocent, and that was me.
Also, there's a brightness to your voice and your sound that you hear on that song. It's nothing to do with Sinatra. Everybody knows I love Frank Sinatra. But for example, the song "Girl Talk." If you listen to Tony Bennett's recording of "Girl Talk," it's very good. If you listen to Steve Lawrence, it's very good. But your recording kind of has a twinkle in it, a twinkle in his eye that makes it, in my opinion, the most successful recording of that Neil Hefti song. I love your recording of "Girl Talk."
Thanks. And I got that from Neil Hefti. Gave me that feeling that he was a wonderful writer.
I thought we might ask you, since you do both of those early hits, Lollipops and Wives and Lovers, on the Judy Garland show, I thought we might ask you to talk about your experiences with Judy Garland on that show, since you were on twice. And you have beautiful clips of those, which are really quite wonderful.
Yeah, thank you. Was very, very fond of her, and she was just so innocent to sing with, and then she had a reputation that belied that, but she was just a very good soul, and a wonderful singer, and she wanted me on the show, and Mel Torme was the musical coordinator on it, and I did two of them, and the first one was the Judy Garland Christmas show, which is one of my favorite shows to watch, and regardless of me being on it. But she wanted me to be on it, and Mel took it as an insult because he wanted to be a guest on the show.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yes, Mel, he was.
Go there, yeah, I know.
Yeah, Mel was like that. But Mel was a great champion of yours, as you know. I mean, Mel.
He was. I was a pallbearer at his funeral, and we were good friends, and we went on tour together. We had a lot of fun together, and he was a wonderful man and a great talent, as we know. So, but we're all competitive, and it's singers are. I get a kick out of the experience I've had as a singer, working with other singers. We're all egotists, and we all think we're the best singers in the world.
Well, in the case of you and Mel and Tony, I think you won't get an argument. But let's watch some of those clips of you on the Garland show. So we'll see a little bit from the Christmas show and a little bit from the other one, and we get a nice sampling of some of the early hits.
Okay.
So we go.
I don't know what's coming.
Okay.
He does a good job. That's good. You're terrific.
All I want is a room somewhere far away from the cold night air, with one enormous chair. Oh, wouldn't it be lovely? Lots of chocolate for me to eat, lots of coal making lots of heat, warm face, warm hands, warm feet. Oh, wouldn't it be lovely? Oh, so lovely, sitting absent, blooming, loosely still. I would never budge till spring crept over the windowsill. Someone's head rested on my knee, warm and tender as she can be, who takes good care of me. Oh, wouldn't it be lovely? Lovely, lovely, lovely. Wouldn't it be lovely? Tell her you care each time you speak. Make it her birthday each day of the week. Bring her nice things, sugar and spice things, roses and lollipops, and lollipops and roses. One day she'll smile, next day she'll cry. Minute to minute, you'll never know why. Coax her, pet her, better yet, get her roses and lollipops, and lollipops and roses. We try acting grown up, but as a rule, we're all fresh from school. So carry her books. That's how it starts. 14 or 40, they're kids in their hearts. Keep them handy. Flowers and candy, roses and lollipops and lollipops and roses. I could fall in love with a proper stranger if I heard the bells and the banjos ring, if to certain eyes with a look of danger smiled a welcome warm as spring, if the tom-tom in my heart sounded out a warning, don't let her walk through the door, this is the one you've been waiting for. Oh yes, I know. However wild it seems, you know I know. And I'd whisper, come take my hand, proper stranger. Don't go through life as a stranger, for I'm a poor proper stranger to Hey, little girl, the door. Don't think because there's a ring on your finger, you needn't try anymore. For wives should always be lovers too. Run to his arms the moment he comes home to you. I'm warning you. Day after day, at the office, and we'll always be men. Don't send him off with your hair still in curlers. You may not see him again. For wives should always be lovers too. Run to his arms the moment he comes home to you. He's almost here. Hey, a little girl, I better wear something pretty, something you'd wear to go to the city and dim all the lights, pour the wine, start the music. Time to get ready for love. Time to get ready. Time to get ready. Time to get ready. Whoa!